What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac,
if you will.
And today, we are back in the studio, so you know what that means. It's tier ranking time, and we are going to be talking about the greatest factions in wrestling. We've put together a little list so that we're not here forever. We are talking about factions and stables, no two-man tag teams. It's the bigger picture. And we've got a couple man in the studio to talk about it. Let everyone introduce themselves.
When I say grub, you say daddy. Go up!
Daddy!
Go up!
Daddy!
It's the old boy here.
It's your boy L, aka Knowledge.
Come on.
It's your boy NK, aka the man that hour too sweet to be sour.
It's your boy Laps, the main event liver and champagne sipper.
It's your boy Sam Blatz, Mr. Controversial Underdone. Attitude Era Connoisseur. It's your boy TP, and it's a tall order to keep up with me.
Come on. So you guys know what to do. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Everyone's information is going to be in the description, so you can follow TP, you can follow L, and you make sure to subscribe to the Rest Things channel. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So everyone's got their cards. It's time to put them on the board, and we're gonna start with Del Boy. So Del, who's the first ones?
I'm gonna go with D-Generation X.
Got the best one.
Easily the one of the most popular groups. They've got 3 iterations. They've got the original with Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Rick Rude in China. Then they've got the second, which I think was possibly better, with Triple H, China, Billy Gunn, X-Pac, and Road Dogg. Then they've got the other one with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, the D-Generation Old. I mean, can we all agree this is an S?
Yeah.
S.
Wait. Sam.
Yeah, it's an S. Go on.
Why?
Go
You
on.
got something to say or what?
Nah, it's not like that. But
Are they better than Ministry?
we're not even gonna start this. Simple as S.
So D-Generation X is on the board, starting off strong, and S. Let's go to L next. Who you got?
Okay, well, I have the NWO. Now,
That's S. That's the
yeah, this is
knowledge.
yeah. So the NWO helped popularize wrestling in the mid '90s for WCW. WCW became the #1 wrestling organization in the world because of this story and this group. 3 members were Hogan, Hall, and Nash were the first guys, but then they kind of went a bit overboard with adding, the B squad like Brian Adams and Scott Norton and Virgil and stuff like that. But at the end of the day,
Vincent.
Vincent.
Black
So-
trousers.
Yeah, the NWO Black. But I mean, the truth is that they were really, really huge for their period. They sold a crazy amount of T-shirts, and they had the first ever faction-based pay-per-view in January 1997.
Which is one of the worst.
And it was a horrible
one of the
show.
worst
It actually
shows
didn't do
ever.
that much business, which is why they didn't do it again. They only did like about 120,000 buys on pay-per-view, but it didn't do that well. But at the end of the day, these guys really, really set the tone for what factions became really, in terms of they really did set the blueprint. They split up, and they kind of were a bit long in the tooth after a couple of years. They should have finished the angle a lot earlier, but yeah, this is definitely top tier wrestling faction.
Anyone got anything to say about that?
I think the only thing I will just say is that it just got prolonged, didn't it? That's it, really. It's an S.
prolonged.
It's definitely S.
What would you lot say? What do you lot say about the Wolfpack version? If this was the MWO Wolfpack.
That was just for Sting.
It became the better version of
I think
NWO.
that was just for Sting,
Wait, do you know what I think of the NWO?
They added the entire roster to the stable. Nearly every single person was
like-
NWO.
Obviously,
Bret Hart was NWO.
I mean, but there's new blood,
It was
isn't it?
NWO.
Hollywood, isn't it?
No, 2000.
Oh, that's 2000. Okay,
Yeah, when they were the black and silver.
NWO, you know what I'm saying?
All right, we got NK up next. Let's see who he's got.
I got the main event Mafia. I think this is arguably the best faction in TNA.
You lot that watch TNA. I'm trying to hear your voices now because
you know what?
It's a conversation.
It's an A. It's
They're
an A.
definitely in the
It's an A.
conversation.
It's an A.
Yeah, I think main event Mafia is definitely an A.
I'm so sorry, yeah. I'm so sorry. You man haven't even got to the end of the film yet. You man are putting this A. Watch the rest of the film before you say that.
I was just about to say, like,
When they start
obviously-
putting out Bullet Club and all these man and
Yeah, no, he's got a point. Like I was just about to say, like Sam always says, there's gonna be more to see here. So if
At certain points, we can rearrange.
We can
we
do
can't
it.
Yeah,
rearrange.
it's done. You can't. No.
We can't rearrange. This is why Laps put us in trouble last time.
But like I said before, like they're one of the best factions in TNA history. Do you know what I'm saying? Like obviously they had their down. I didn't really like the the main event Mafia when they came back, when they were faced. But as a heel faction, Booker T, Sting, Scott Steiner, Kurt Angle, like the names in this, like do you know what I'm saying? Like the faction was a very dominant
When they
faction.
added Samoa Joe, I didn't understand that.
Yeah, but Samoa Joe was in there.
I'm talking about the original main event Mafia were top tier. At that stage, you saw and you thought to yourself, okay, these guys are gonna take over, and they did.
Even the segment where Booker T was coming out commentating, and he was beating up people. Booker T is coming in the ring. Booker T's here, that it was funny. Do you know what I'm saying? Main event Mafia were very credible factions. I feel like if at bare minimum they're B, but you can put them in low A tier.
I mean, when you think about it, they had all the main eventers on one team. Like, it's not common to see that in wrestling like that.
Main event Mafia.
NWO?
Sorry?
NWO had main eventers, no?
I mean, it's not common. It's not common. It happens, but it's not common.
Wait, NWO had what? Come on, bro. Of course, he had main eventers.
No, I'm talking main eventers in TNA. They had
Main event Mafia is a different level. Those were at.
like,
Everyone, their stardom alone can fill up a place, bruv. Simple.
That's not true because they didn't.
So I'm gonna be the other end here and be like, yo, what did they really do?
I don't
So, alright, oh.
Okay. No, wait.
Everyone's
I've
saying.
got him. They made so much impact. They had to take that. They did.
They didn't sell any pay-per-views. The tickets were free. They couldn't even sell up. They couldn't even get.
Wait, TNA tickets are free?
The
Bro,
tickets
but
to TNA were free, and they couldn't
but,
fill that
but
up.
bro, that was because of TNA though. TNA was just a stop. Was just picking up its own momentum. I don't know what's.
Wait, they weren't even gonna give free tickets?
No, I understand where you're coming from.
Oh, stagger
And
for
I'm
life,
not saying because I like the guys in the main event Mafia, but if you want to put them on a tier, you got to look at it and be like, all right, so what did they really do? Like, did they?
Especially within that, we can't just look at the main events and say, yeah, this is a
Because
great
I can look
faction.
at
What did they do in that period?
And
As far as I remember, there was only 2 champions in that in the thing. Booker T won the Legends title, and I think Kurt Angle was world champion. Other than that, it's not that they won any tag team titles.
just for clarity, we're obviously comparing these factions against each other, not like how well they done in their brand, in their promotion.
what I'm saying, yeah.
So this is like main event Mafia as a faction.
I can only
in wrestling.
anticipate that a lot of the factions we're going to bring up, maybe like the New Days and the Shields, they're better than main event Mafia. So I'm going to put main
I
event.
can't lie, man.
Main event Mafia is a beat.
Play your cards right because, bro, there's gonna be something in here that's gonna throw everyone off,
No,
fam.
I hear you, but the thing is, I feel like main event Mafia, in all were a very good faction. In terms of the context.
No, I just agree. But if we're going to compare it to other,
No, of course.
factions,
I've not seen any main event Mafia shirts.
No, but come on, how many TNA shirts do you see? Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I see better still.
Which ones?
TNA.
Sting tops. On Depop. Watch it, I'll show you now.
I'm gonna be
I will show you now.
What was Sting a part of?
Huh?
What was Sting a part
But
of?
they said in the merch that says main event Mafia, they said it's Sting, the icon.
I'm gonna be honest about this. Main event Mafia, they weren't really that great. It's individual levels. They were good.
No, as a faction, they were good.
Okay,
was
see.
great.
Oh, no. I don't know who. I can't remember.
No, they
I
were
can't
great as a
remember who
faction.
they faced as a faction. Let me not lie.
They destroyed
I'm willing to put them at a B. I can put them at a B.
Like, can I say something, yeah?
I can't accept that.
That's a very low B.
Can I say
When you do
something?
that,
Can I say something,
for a
yeah?
second.
Not to be deep, yeah? I'm not looking at TNA for factions, I can't lie. I don't really feel like the factions...
No, the main event Mafia, go on. I'll put it as a B as
No,
well.
but
I'll put it as a B.
At the time, they were
They're low B.
No, but what time?
They were popping. They
don't
were
pop
popping.
it.
Bro, don't do that, man.
But I know
Come on, man.
tag team.
No,
But faction, the whole faction.
Bro, let's be real. Main event Mafia.
The whole faction, you're putting in the group like this.
No, they were talking at the time.
Talking at the
Come on,
time.
man.
Mate, don't do that. Don't do that.
They were getting DX when I'm sure Michaels and...
Oh, don't do that. Don't.
Rachel
You're
had
gonna
their
watch.
mouth out.
They were.
But that's
They
not.
were.
But who mentions that though?
They do. Triple H does.
Triple H does all the time.
Hornswoggle does. That's his claim to fame. I like, man.
Alright, let's go back to NK.
I think.
NK, where are you putting this?
I put this at. I don't feel comfortable putting them at because C is very.
Disrespect.
Like B is like.
Remember, this is gonna be an elite list. Like,
Yeah,
best
remember,
factions in the world.
We're going to be
like,
talking about
in
WWE
wrestling.
factions as well. Like, great WWE factions, I don't think Main Event Mafia even touches a lot of the great ones. You know what I mean? For me, I'm happy with them being a B.
And WWE
Yeah.
not even a faction.
No, but the thing is, because obviously it's ABC. Like if I was to be technical, SABC. If I was to be technical, I'll put them B minus C plus. But I'm like, okay, if you're a C plus, I'll put it as a B. And plus, I've nostalgia for. Can't lie, nostalgia. I have nostalgia for Main Event Mafia in it. So, but I put them like a low B.
What's the nostalgia tax then?
No, it's not. It's not nostalgia tax.
No, it's a beating.
It's a-
I
cause-
agree, it's a beating. It is a
Because they
beating.
do
It's a
have
beating.
good moments. How many times does that Booker T moment get tweeted out, bruv? When he's coming into the ring, I beat it up, Petey Williams. Like,
Not to be deep there, but that's Main Event Mafia. That's the spec in it. That's what they're most remembered for. That Booker TV.
yeah,
No.
And a bit of
and Scott Steiner.
and the Scott Steiner
He's fat.
and a bit of
He's
and
fat.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, they do fatphobic stuff now. Oh,
Body shaming.
it's E.
Body shaming.
That's right to
It's a B, yeah?
Okay, I'm trying to make you steal.
Alright, let's move on to laps and see who lapses.
Cool. It's your boy Laps. Listen, let me do my thing, innit? Obviously,
Yeah, this one here.
I got a special faction in my hand. Undisputed Era. Now, they deserve to be an E.
What?
I'm joking.
Don't mess the game up, please.
Alright, cool. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
You know what?
No. Listen, I'm not even categorizing.
Because they never
it.
appeared on the main roster.
I'm not even categorized. They done a lot of damage in NXT from 2017 to 2020.
Yeah.
Like
Adam Cole's debut as well. So.
Adam Cole's debut, they won all the golds. They were like modern day Evolution.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen, they were modern day Evolution. So it's unfortunate that they didn't have a long run in it, but
You don't rate Undisputed Era?
no, I rate them.
Oh, you didn't watch NXT.
He didn't watch
watch
NXT. He didn't watch NXT. He needs to deep it. He doesn't know, bro.
You know what it is?
NWA, you love that.
Minimum A,
You know
bro.
what it is? I'm not going to listen to Blusky Harris over there. Right, what you need to understand, yeah, I'll be real, I'll put them in an A. It's an A tick.
That's what
It's
I was
not, it's
gonna
not
put
S. It's not S. That's what I wanted to say.
Why are you putting them
If you put Ministry S, yeah, Sam, I'll escort you out of the premises. Please.
I'll cut the ministry apart on it if they're in
5 minutes. 5 Ministry.
No, they're the greatest. They're the
Can we
greatest.
stop with the ministry thing, please? I want it to happen when it happens. Like, everyone's saying the ministry. I want it to happen when it happens.
The thing is, I'll say this, yeah. NXT during that period was the best WWE product. You see, right? Was the best WWE product. Yeah. And Undisputed Era are the greatest NXT faction.
They would have been attraction.
They're the greatest NXT faction. So when you're the best faction on the best product in WWE, at the time, I mean shit. I mean shit.
A fucking S. Are you kidding me?
NK has made a brilliant point, but just because, yeah, I think literally.
Man said, what? A newbies and nappies. You heard what I said. Freaking, you're putting them as S with the NWA and
The only reason I would say they're not S is because they never made it to the main roster.
simple as that.
That's the only reason.
But why they make the main roster?
But that's why I could justify them as an A.
Yeah, you know,
I could
100%
just find them as an A.
It's an A.
But if we're looking there, my point was they were the best faction on the best product. Cool. The main roster didn't get that wide exposure in terms of impact. We can have the argument that doesn't take them away from that doesn't put them in S because of the impact because they went on the main roster. But in terms of quality on the faction, bruv, quality wise, boy, but impact is a part of the conversation. So maybe you know what they can be an A, but quality wise, they're one of the best factions in a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, I can agree.
Very long time.
Undisputed
Very
Era
long time.
were the main attraction for NXT for again very long time.
3-4 years.
It's unfortunate they did have a glass ceiling on their head because if they were on the main roster, who knows what could have happened. But
We know what
would have happened to them if they
with
were on the main
Vince
roster.
because of
That's what I'm
Vince.
saying. That's what I said. Doubt it. They would have been.
They would have been
still
because of Vince.
Still, their
quality wise,
their goat at that time period in NXT was theirs. Whenever you quote 2017 to 2020, you're saying Undisputed Era.
and also as well, if we're talking about greatest NXT champions of all time, Adam Cole is a part of the conversation. He's he's top 3, he's top 2, bruv. So part of
I think even if
Undisputed
you
Era.
Google NXT champion, Adam Cole comes up first.
The Undisputed.
I think he does, you know.
Next,
So,
please.
so
Hey,
what are we saying? Like,
hey,
Clear
A.
A plus, bruv. But you know,
Let's move over to Sam. Sam, who you got?
We've got the Heart Foundation. This one is a bit techie.
Well, you ain't got an argument.
No, yeah.
I ain't
You know
got
it is.
argument. because
What's your initial
because
thoughts of where they should land, and maybe let others kind of, you know.
If you're talking about the greatest rosters ever, it'll have to be A or B. But I'm just thinking where I would put them.
Can I say something about Heart Foundation?
Yeah, go for it.
In terms of storyline, I remember one thing that sticks out to me is Heart Foundation versus Stone Cold Family, the whole Canada.
Yeah.
Even Shawn Michaels as well, proper sick. But in terms of like
I don't think
what
they
they've
made
done
that.
as a group,
I don't think they made that much of an impact.
Eventually, all of them started beefing each other, innit?
Yeah.
Nah.
Not beefing each other, but what did Brett left? Yeah.
The only reason why I will put them on a very high B is because the whole Hart family aura type of thing.
What about it?
But it wouldn't be like it's legendary.
Oh,
From
yeah.
Stu Hart. Let's even go back there. But like when
So,
you're comparing to the other factions, it's not good enough.
So if you're saying B, this is where it gets interesting because main event Mafia.
That's what I'm
are B.
saying. You man have spoiled the film.
So now where does Heart Foundation?
Because Heart Foundation, when you look at people individually, yeah, you'll think, you know what, actually, good individual people. But as a faction, it doesn't come to mind first off. It doesn't come to mind. If you say like best factions, you're talking all sort of promotions. I'm not thinking Heart Foundation. So for me, I would cap them at B. But then I see Main Event Mafia, and I'm like,
They've
"Ah,
spoiled
it's
the
a bit
film.
tight." It's a
You
bit
know,
tight.
It's a lot.
It's a bit tight.
I'm gonna say it might be mad in it, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I personally think the Hart Foundation as a faction. Let's forget the tag team. Let's forget Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart. As a faction, so no matter what iteration it is, whether it's Reincarnation in 1997 or the earlier one with their other brothers, it's very meaty. I'll be honest.
No, it's meaty.
It's very meaty. It's very meaty
You
faction.
know what? I'll be so real.
It's a very, very
I'll be
meaty
so
faction.
real. It's a C thing.
It's a
No, but I wouldn't put.
But
I still wouldn't put Main Event Mafia over them.
that's
Yeah, I
only
would've put-
because the Main Event Mafia are on a B. That's the only reason.
No,
because
but
the Main Event
I don't think
Main
you
Event Mafia on a
understand.
B.
You might have spoiled the film again.
I didn't spoil
You spoiled the film.
I didn't.
The thing is, like,
Main
you
Event
might-
Mafia-
wait,
Main Event Mafia
You
was mine.
man were complaining that laps last week, bro. How can you put- how can you put Main Event Mafia
Wait.
over Heart Foundation?
Of course
how-
you can.
do you-
Of
do
course
you
you
know what
Oh,
can.
you man have spoiled
Of
the
course
film.
you can.
Nino. Nostalgia police is over here. No, we're not doing that. Let's
No,
go.
no, you
Bro,
can't spoil the film. Spoil the film.
the Heart Foundation is a meaty
Of course we
faction.
can. I'm gonna say
It's a meaty faction.
And
We can't.
Noise
Bro.
got me. Noise got my back.
Am I wrong?
Okay, hold on. All right, so they were around for 6 months. All right, but during that 6 months, they had the best fucking story in wrestling at the time. Steve Austin against the Hart Foundation was fucking incredible television. But WWF in 1997 they were in the red.
Yeah.
They were fucking going downhill, and Vince was fucking taking out loans all over the place. You know what saved fucking Vince McMahon? The fucking Hart Foundation against Steve Austin. So, as far as you put that into the equation with the amazing television that they did over that 6 month period, and it would have continued if Brett didn't.
Leave, yeah.
Brett one moved out of the company. The fact that they saved the WWF, I think they should get a decent position on there.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you.
maybe a B.
I can't lie.
Outside of
If
that,
you're watching,
outside of that reincarnation, what else did they do?
I'm being
As a faction,
What's it as a
they
faction?
didn't do anything.
Well,
Because really and
what
truly,
else said
Brett
they
was
only
always-
lasted 6 months.
Brett was always meant to be the star, and Jim was always going to follow Brett anyways. So
It was
know
a,
what?
it was
You
a
know
6
what?
month
You know
run,
what?
and
It-
they did really good stuff.
You know what? What I'll just finalize. It'll be a low B. It'll be. No, it's a C. I'm sorry, it's a C.
I can't
Okay.
lie.
It's a C.
knowledge, where would you put them?
I'll put them.
I'm a bit of a, as a mark for Bret Hart, I'd like to put them high, but if I have to put, I'd probably put them.
And don't and forget just the reincarnation.
They're fucking
The whole
higher
as a
than the Main
clip.
Event Mafia. So if you're gonna put, you gotta move Main Event Mafia down and put the Hearts.
I'm sorry, you
above
can't move. That's it. They spoiled the
them. All
film.
right, well then, if
They
that's the
spoiled
case,
Let's go back to Heart Foundation.
You know why? You know why?
The Heart Foundation is a C. I deeped it. It's a C. It's a C. It's a C. 6 months. 6 months. You know what? You see a pregnancy last for 9 months. It didn't survive. Put it on the C. It's a C. It's a C.
Alright, let me say something. Let me say something.
I'm sorry. It's actually nostalgia and the fact that we
It's not even nostalgia, no. It's not even nostalgia. It's not nostalgia.
Alright, guys, we're gonna move on to Paul and see who Paul has.
Let's go with.
We'll maybe eat the worst piece. Pick the one. Pick a good one. Come on.
Nah, I'm gonna leave the good one for later, but it's still a good one. We've got Fabulous Freebirds.
Oh, okay.
All I remember is Michael Hayes,
Michael Hayes, right?
Terry Gordy, and them man. I think they were first normally first 3-man faction kind of thing.
Stable,
That
yeah.
was like going on at the time.
Remember
Weren't
on
really
2K
known, but apart from that, really, Yeah, it's a bit one of them ones still.
Knowledge, talk to me.
They were quite big in Texas, weren't they?
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah.
the Fabulous Freebirds. There's three guys. It was Hayes, Gordy, and Buddy Jack. And they were, and later on Jimmy Garvin as well. But they were really fucking big in the 80s. They worked all over the place. They didn't work for WWE. They worked for WWE, then they got fired after a day because Hayes is just a wild man. Yeah, they were there for one day, and Andre Giant got on fire because Hayes was in a bar and he broke a bottle over his head.
I remember that.
It's all sorts of shit. But they had Michael Hayes and the Junkyard Dog had the biggest grossing match in Louisiana until WrestleMania 2014. They drew 28,000 people at the Silverdome. Big fucking shit. They drew massive with the Von Erichs in 1982. And to 84, they had probably the biggest feud in wrestling, the Von Erichs against the Freebirds. They are, I mean, I would consider them an A, but that's just me knowing wrestling history.
You know what?
But
Coming from that,
they were bigger. They drew more money than Mafia, the Hearts. They drew more money than most of the people that are going to come up on this list, in all honesty. They were huge. They were huge.
For me, I can't really speak on it. I only remember from the 2K17.
Michael Hayes was the biggest heel in wrestling. He was awful, just the worst person ever, and he was really fucking. Well, Gordy was the worker, Buddy was the bumper, and Hayes was the talker. But they are, to me, a. I know no one here really watched them, so if you guys want to debate that, that's cool with me. I'm cool.
Especially the Von Erichs, one of the most respected families in wrestling. It's an 18.
I mean, okay, cool. I hear that, and as a wrestling fan, mini knowledge, man, gets in it. But my only argument is, in comparison to all of them, in terms of like their impact, I get drawing money. Where would you place them in terms of impact?
They drew way as far as impact.
Outside of like drawing impact. Like, do you feel like there's still a team that people consider?
The Freebird rule is something that still is brought up today, just because of what they did. They were tag team champions and they could mix up the members, and that's something that's just carried on throughout wrestling. The whole three-man team of the three varied guys. You got the big muscular guy in Terry Gordy. You got the worker, and then you got the guy that can talk. It's something that has carried on throughout history as well. And so even a New Day have kind of carried on that whole thing. But to be fair, I think Hayes put the New Day together. So you know, yeah. So I mean,
Their blueprint for
they're just black guys, really. You know.
Technically speaking, they put the Hardy Boys, yeah. So technically speaking, yeah, I feel like even if you put Freebirds on A, B, or S, I don't think it spoils the film. I think the film's so good.
He's done.
Here's the thing.
It's not up to us, anyways.
Yeah.
It's up to
Yeah,
you.
no, I can't even disagree. I think we'll just go with a solid A, to be honest. You know what I mean, for what they did. So
Let's do one of Anafi's.
Yeah, go on.
Wyatt Anafi got the Wyatt family. Where we put in the Wyatt family?
already know.
Where will you put it?
C.
I don't even
C.
know. Behaviour.
No,
Wait, let me say.
Do you know, don't give it. The Wyatt family is good. It's just unfortunately they weren't given the push that they actually needed to really get to that.
Are we going on potential or are we going on
Actuality.
If it's potential, I'll be very real.
It's not potential.
It's not potential. It can't be potential.
it can't be
The
potential.
problem
Otherwise,
is
you know what I mean?
Wyatts have moments,
Yeah, man.
but how few and far between how sustainable were those moments?
You know what it was
They'll
with
have
Wyatt
like a big moment,
it was with the
but
Wyatt
calm
family?
down.
At one
worked
stage,
together for like
at one
5
stage,
years.
at one stage with the Wyatt family, I always wanted to see them against the Shield, and when it happened, I went crazy. I went mad.
That's the highlight.
I actually lost my fucking head. And I said,
let's-
this is one of the best things I've ever seen in a very, very long time. And you know me, I'd never say that.
Let's
Do you know what I mean?
Alright, can someone can someone educate me on what their wrestling accomplishments were as a tag team or as a faction?
As a tag
They
team,
just blew everyone out of the
as,
water.
I'm talking.
So they won the tag team championships. Luke Harper was Intercontinental champion, but I'm not sure if they had done a little split when he won it.
I'm not talking individual because I know they're all good individual. I'm talking as an entire faction. Like
Yeah,
what
well,
did
Also,
they
Randy Orton joined as well, and he was tag team
Yeah.
champion.
Okay, can I
Cena had a
Cena
mad
stuff,
feud.
Daniel Bryan stuff
Bryan
for
as
me.
well. Hey, listen. If I'm real,
If
What did they?
I'm being honest, yeah, if I'm honest, yeah,
Bryan was a part.
I think I can agree.
Let
I
her know
think for
for
me, yeah, I'm gonna bury it like this, innit? I think it's going on a C for me, man.
Yeah.
Because if I put him in a B or A, Bro, no one's gonna watch the film, bro.
Yeah.
The film is done. The film is done. Fam.
So what are you saying? C, yeah?
It's a C, yeah. C.
Good moments.
They have potential to be a A, but it's a C.
Let's go back round to Del Boy. Let's see who he's got.
Well, one of the most influential factions today. I mean, for me, I personally don't think anybody even needs to debate this.
Yeah.
If you've never seen them,
That's your own.
you could watch them in Rev Pro, you can watch them in AAW, you can watch them in New Japan, you can watch them in Impact, you can watch them in AEW, you can watch them everywhere. They've even laid little seeds in WWE. Do you know what I mean? Like white babyface. You know what I mean? The Bullet Club.
S tier.
Without a doubt.
Even on the shirt.
See, look, I've had an easy day. I just come in, do the work, sit down, carry on.
You haven't spoiled the film. You haven't spoiled the film.
I haven't spoiled
You haven't spoiled the film.
Man, sticking to the script. You know what I mean?
I wanted somebody to chat shit. I wanted it.
I
wanted it. I wanted
It's
it.
Are like the best faction in the last 10 years, bro. Like, clear.
And you know what's
absolutely
mad?
clear.
It's like I'm getting when I see Bullet Club, it reminds me of how NWS they got people everywhere. Branched out. Apparently I'm watching. What was I watching? They're saying how like NWO South and NWO West or something.
NWO Japan as well.
Yeah.
No, I mean as in that was like NWO West was like WW like basically DX, and NWO the other NWO was basically NWO in WW.
Oh, that click members.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
sure,
was,
I used to wear NWO t-shirts on
Yeah.
house shows, and
Yeah.
they used to get pissed at me to wear them anyway.
Yeah, you know, man.
Nah.
All right, we're going back round on Earl now. Let's see who Earl's got.
S.
Extension.
the elite.
Extension.
S. Let's go.
The extension.
I won't even have to talk.
Go on.
Elite. I don't have to
The
talk. S.
elite. The elite.
Go on.
Do you want me to know what? Do you want me to say
Elite.
something?
No,
Do you know
no,
what it is?
speak.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
Okay.
The fact that the company's been named after
Okay.
them.
They have a fucking professional wrestling organization named after them.
them, yeah, done.
Without the elite, AEW doesn't exist. They are on national television every week. These guys have had the best pro wrestling matches fucking for the last few years with Omega the Bucks, Page, Adam Cole. Wait till fucking Kevin Steen shows up as well and joins them. These are this to me. It's not even to me. Factually,
To me.
this is the most. This is the greatest professional wrestling faction of all time.
Oh
in
my
terms,
God.
in terms of
Oh my God.
changing the professional wrestling business.
No, it's true.
No one has changed.
You know, it's true though.
This
No
is
one-
my vice captain.
Impact.
This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Now you're forgetting about other factions as well, man. This is what I mean. This is what the Horsemen. What are you talking about, fam? Man wants to say
Bro, the thing is,
allow it, bruv. I'm sorry, knowledge, man. Allow it, man. Too much AEW arse licking, bruv. Allow it, bruv. Allow it. Allow it. All of you lot matters on rim it. Because it's too much. It hurts. The Horsemen.
No, but bro, deep what he's saying.
Impact.
No, but bro, deep
The Horsemen. Impact. Impact. The Horsemen.
made a company. They made a
No,
company.
sniffing cocaine, fam. Relax, man.
The NWO, the original plan for the NWO was actually to have their own TV show, their own pay-per-views, everything else. You know, it didn't work out because when they did NWO Nitro, it fucking flopped. When they did NWO Sold Out, it flopped. All right, now All Out comes up. All Out, just want to say, All Out 2018 did actually the same amount of pay-per-view buys as fucking NWO Sold Out did in 1997. And that was years after pay-per-view had died by that point.
Oh wow.
So you gotta understand, these guys changed professional wrestling to a point where we've had 20 years of people being brainwashed by WWE thinking that the way they do things is the correct way, when really, pro wrestling isn't what they do. And these guys are bringing it back. They've got their own organization. They've got national television on Turner. These guys have competed with WWE after 2 years of existing. That shouldn't happen. Should not happen. Believe me. Like, are they my favorite faction of all time? Maybe not. But as far as groundbreaking, impact, history, no one touches these guys.
Yes,
Yo, you know what? This is an amazing movie.
Put him up there on that.
The movie's good.
That's the point.
The movie's good still.
That's a good
These guys, you know what? They made pro wrestlers millionaires now.
Alright, let's go to NK. Who's he
I
got?
can't lie, it's a very good run right now. We got the New Day.
S.
New
Yeah.
Day.
Need that S.
In terms of
Bro, they're the longest thingy staying champion.
Bro, it's not even
The longest faction.
Longest
Bro,
faction, yeah.
in terms of
That alone.
bruv, in terms of like some moments, bruv, we can talk about Kofi Mania, bruv. We can talk about how, like, as a faction, like how how popular they are as a faction, bro, and how much relevancy they've maintained over their time, bro. New Day, bruv, New Day is the best faction in WWE today. Like by a landslide.
Fuck it, it costs money anyway.
But I'm saying today,
It's not like every day. Oh, come on, man.
Flashy
Man, Rolly Polly, come on, man. Allow, man.
Hey, you want to spoil the film?
Yeah,
innit?
I'm bare pissed off. I can't lie. They're A. They were A.
Where are you gonna put them?
I'm putting them S, bro.
Okay. And some reckon they're an A.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. That's a bit too much of a jump.
What do they?
Yeah, they're not.
Compared to all the other
They're not
factions in
S.
history, behave yourself. Fucking behave yourself, bruv.
If you look at the S group,
Okay.
Bruv, behave yourself, bruv.
Look at the S group now. Look at
They're definitely higher than these two.
Yes, that's
They're
what,
definitely higher than three.
no, but they're not. That's what I'm saying. They're higher than them two. But that's how I put them. Do you know how I put them A? I can see to an A.
I think A is.
But the thing is, the reason why I was thinking S because I was like, what faction in the last 10 years has done what New Day done?
None.
They've done absolute bits, like you're saying, but it's just these are.
You know what it is, bro? In the shittest era of wrestling, this by far. Can I say this? Sorry.
People that say I'm a WWE hater, but I want to give man their flowers.
This is the shittest era in all of wrestling, bruv. I'll be real. This era of wrestling is poo, shit, out of my ass. Because it's just not the same anymore. So okay, you can put the New Day high, but you're not comparing to the Generation X.
Okay,
you're not comparing to NWA. You're not comparing to the Bullet Club. And you know what, fuck it, you're not comparing to the Elite too.
On paper, they've done S-rank things. But when you put, like I said, when I had to look at the list again, I was like, you know what? They're not. Are they on the same level as them lot? No. But are they?
No, give them their flowers.
No, give them their flowers.
Give them their flowers. Give them their flowers. They've done a lot. They've done a lot. Look at that. This is why the film is important. This is why the film is important.
Era
Give them
and the
their flowers.
Fabulous Freebirds, bruv. Put it as a B, fam. Allow it, fam.
What?
Everyone is gassing the New Day because I'm gonna say it because they're black.
Oh no!
It doesn't matter. No. But it's true.
Look at black. Stop the film.
Knowledge is not in his head. Look, he's not in his head. He's not in his head. I'm fed up of it now. I'm fed up of it, bruv.
No.
I'm siding with Sam on this one.
I'm fed up of trying to be on everyone's side here, but that is dead, bruv. The New Day should go on the B, bruv. Be the main event mafia because you're on that level, bruv.
So if they were white, they would be B.
Huh?
That's what, yeah.
So basically, you're saying if they were white, they
They
would be
would be,
B.
because at the end of the day, like, it's only now we're seeing Big E make it. It's only now we've seen Kofi make it.
Why do you think?
We've only now we're seeing.
Why do you think?
Yeah, because of.
Why do you think?
Because of, I guess, their situation, innit?
What situation?
Look at my. I've just pointed because of that, innit? Because of that, innit? But at the end of the day, even if they were white, it won't be enough. But even if they're white, Nigel Farage. This is a B.
Big Nigel over there. No, come on, let's be serious. Let's be serious.
At the end of the day, it's their B, man. Their B.
Alright, let's go back to NK. So
No,
NK, where do you want to put them?
I'm putting New Day A. Put New Day A.
We can agree with
Yeah,
that. The
put
film's
them
not spoiled. The film's not spoiled.
B ranked.
Let's go round to laps. Laps, who you got next?
I've actually got the Four Horsemen.
But why?
S,
Okay,
man.
can I say something? Yeah,
S.
I didn't watch the Four Horsemen like that, so I can't
But
really
just
say.
influence.
So
I wouldn't be able to rank them because I don't watch them like that. I only know of Ric Flair
Steve Bishop's
and
like Four Horsemen.
what's his name?
Arn
Anderson. But other than that, I didn't grow up watching them, so I don't.
Brian Pillman. Malenko, yeah. But why is it S? Have you watched them?
The fact that I'm not to be so
Wait. Let me say the famous slide. Let me say the famous slide. You yourself have you any much?
It's NWA heritage. That's why he's doing it, bro.
At the end of the day, like I said, I feel like the Horsemen are S automatically.
What's your favourite Horseman match?
I told you, I don't.
War
I'll be
games,
honest
innit?
I'll be honest with you.
See, even me, I know. Is that when Psycho City done the thing?
But you know what? The thing for me is the fact I still hear the Horsemen till this day.
Where?
What do you mean where? I've heard it a lot of times in wrestling. The Horsemen, bro.
They're trying to say, cool, we got the Four Horsemen now in wrestling. Everyone's inspired by the Four Horsemen.
The Four Horsemen don't even like each other no more, fam.
That doesn't matter.
They even beefing.
Some of the Hart Foundation didn't like each other, bruv. Who cares, bruv? D-Generation X, bruv. Oh, get off an RP. Put it as an S. What the fuck am I even hearing, bruv? A lot of these.
Where's Laps gonna put them? Where are you gonna put them?
Okay,
Again,
knowledge. Can you give us a bit of knowledge?
Try us.
Okay, so the Horsemen were like the original super faction in pro wrestling, and when I tell you they were big. Like they carry that Jim Crockett Promotions on their back, and the early days of WCW as well. The problem I've got with the Horsemen, their later incarnations didn't really do anything. Even when Flair came back in '98 after WCW sued him, they were really badly. But like I'm gonna go A. I'd personally say A. Influence-wise, I'd say S, and match quality and everything else, I'd say S. But I think longevity weren't good for the Horsemen in terms of the amount of times they were rejuvenated and repackaged, I should say. So I'm gonna go A, I think. But
Laps, what are we saying?
Just based off what knowledge said, A.
Then put the New Day as a fucking B, bro.
But then in the same breath, I
Allow
don't think
it.
I'd put
Put the
the
New Day as a
Horsemen
B.
in the same like space as Undisputed Era.
Yeah, I think they're S, bro.
Yeah, I'd probably.
They're S, man.
Wait, was the Horsemen established in like 1970s and all of that?
No.
80s.
So in
90s.
their time, would you consider them like the NWO?
they were the biggest pro wrestling faction of that era. Underneath that, you could say the Freebirds were number 2. But I mean, like,
Who started off the four? Is it what's his name? Tully Black? Is it Tully that started it?
it was Oli that started it.
Okay.
Flair, Oli, Arn, and JJ was the manager, and Tully was the other guy.
I'll say this about Four Horsemen. I didn't watch them in their heyday, but just how many times the Four Horsemen have been mentioned and replicated throughout time. Like, everyone keeps saying, "Oh, this is the new Four Horsemen. This is the new. This is like, do you know what I'm saying? This is the new Four Horsemen. This is the new this. This is the new that." Bruv, even but we're seeing it right now. Obviously, Tully's in it, but AEW, the whole Pinnacle stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? TNA tried it with Fortune, and it didn't work out. But
Evolution that was based off.
yeah, based off the Four Horsemen. Like the Four Horsemen are like are to this day are still used as the measuring stick
blueprint.
for a lot of factions. So in terms of longevity and influence, they're S, and in terms of like who was in it, I think they're S.
Laps, where are we going?
Well, later down the line, it wasn't. Yeah,
It wasn't.
Like an E.
Yeah, no. In terms of the actual factions, I'm just talking about impact in it.
I'm gonna keep them at A, just to be safe.
Man.
Ah, I can't.
fuck off,
This,
man.
do you see this?
Yeah, this
Allow it, man.
This
Allow
movie's
it, man.
moving mad.
Man was supporting the Four Horsemen with the new.
Allow it, fam. It's an S thing. It's an S thing. Allow it. Allow it.
Let's go to Sam. Sam, who you got?
Evolution is a mystery.
Yeah.
But then
I put him as an A.
Understandable.
I put him as A. I put him as an A. I put him as an A. Because for them, you know what? I was gonna put them on an S. Yeah, I was because they actually. You know what?
The S? No, don't come
You know
on, Sam.
what? No, because you have H, Batista, Orton, and Flair.
But they want stars now
Wait,
in.
What?
Yeah, come on,
Batista
I'm
wasn't
not-
a
I'm not
star
finished, I'm
in
not-
his prime.
not
Sorry, bro.
finished
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
So when they came in, they
last
want stars, bro. They got built up as stars.
Yeah, and look what they became.
No, but just them as a faction. Just them as a faction.
The championships alone is probably more than.
No, but I don't know. As a
than how
faction,
many-
Batista wasn't a champion when he was in Evolution.
Yeah, he had to leave. Everyone,
No,
look,
wait, he wasn't.
keep it.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone that came in had to leave. Become like.
Nino. Nostalgia police over here. They're a B still.
Oh,
They're a B. Evolution, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. No, the thing is, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, if we deep it, yeah. So let's deep it. Evolution came. They got the new young upstarts. They now got injured. Randy Orton got suspended for doing cocaine or drugs or whatever he was smoking. I don't know. The real end product of them becoming stars is when they now left. Ric Flair wasn't even in his prime. Ric Flair wasn't even happy. He didn't even know he was the man anymore. Bro, Evolution weren't that great. Let's be real. Triple H's run was shit. The highlight,
Man said Evolution wasn't a Muslim.
bro. No, wait. Triple H's run was shit. The highlight to the whole of Evolution was Randy Orton's Intercontinental run. Other than that, it was a trash. Okay, what better? Who had a better run in Evolution than him? Triple H's
In
in Evolution. Forget from when Evolution was done and they started wrestling WrestleMania. Who had a better
Triple
run
H
than
didn't want
Randy
no one to be
Orton?
champion other than him.
Run was shit.
Triple H didn't want no one to be champion other than him. That's
The reason why is because that whole Evolution and Shield is what put the Shield on a high level. So you know what?
Evolution and Shield. That's
That
not
was
what.
cold. That was a
man.
cold match.
Old school. I mean,
No, when Evolution come back for the next generation, that pinnacle.
tired.
I don't think.
That was packed, man.
Didn't Blue Tista get booed out of the building, bruv?
Man said building.
Blue T-Star.
Got booed at the building.
Got booed at the building, bro.
You know what? It's a B.
Listen, bro.
You know what?
You can't mention Blue T-Star around
It's
me,
a B.
bro.
It's a B. No, it's a B. It's a B.
Fam, the highlight
It's
to
a B.
Evolution.
You know
was
why?
their
Because
fucking theme song,
I'm
man.
still insulted of the Horsemen. I don't even want to put.
Nah,
The New
nah,
Day
nah,
as
I
well,
can't-
bruv.
I can't-
Hey, listen, man, them are crazy. Man, them are actually mad at him. You know, mental. You know, mental, bro.
Evolution will help. I've got to deal. I've got to agree with Del Boy because Triple H's run was dead at that time. I think he went through Goldberg, Scott Steiner, King, Booker T. I mean, even RBG was part of it as well. And that was when he was out of shape. Donny wasn't looking good at all. So I think B kind of.
No, I can
I
put
think
B.
B kind of
I can
does it.
accept
But
B,
personally,
but
on
I'm
personal, it's A.
insulted.
Yeah.
Personally,
it's an A.
We're not even
But
here as well.
when
I'm
we're
still
comparing
insulted.
to
Yeah.
I'm
everything,
still insulted.
then yeah, I guess
Don't
B.
get me wrong.
But-
Like, as much as I'm nostalgia police, I love the Evolution's moments.
Yeah.
But in general, if you're comparing it to the rest, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of
Okay,
needy
question
still.
If this was turned around and it's blank, are you still going B?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool.
All right, so Sam, we're going B.
No, if it was blank, I'd put it as A. But you know what? It's a B. It's a B. Oh, like, there's other factors that
See,
actually
the film
influence more than
is
I
important, man.
I can't lie. I prefer.
All right, let's go over to Paul. Paul, who you got?
Trying to spot the film.
I got a big one. The Shield.
S.
So we're talking.
S.
What?
S.
As the Shield, they can't be an S.
Are you stuck?
What?
I think the
I
Shield.
used to smoke weed, but I've stopped now.
What?
I think the Shield's kind of in a similar position to Evolution. Like together
As
they were
the
cool,
Shield.
but when they came apart is where you kind of really started to see them shine. In my personal opinion.
That's
You know
why
what
I
I
put
mean?
New Day there, because New Day, everyone's
So-
shining together.
Wait.
So
As
yeah,
an actual faction,
they were
the
good.
Shield were way stronger than Evolution. Let's be
And
real.
we're stronger than New Day.
So let's just put the New Days.
Yeah.
The Shield were way
Let's put the
stronger
New
than
Days a B and the
As a
Shield is a
unit,
A.
like, if we're talking as a unit, like gang, like yo, I'm gonna back my brethren.
Wait.
Shield are much
Yeah,
better than
the
Evolution.
Shield,
What
yeah.
Shield member won the WWE title as a member of Shield?
No one.
So,
no one,
wait, how are
no
you saying they're stronger than New Day when Kofi
That's
in
what I'm
New Day
saying.
was WWE
Everyone
champion?
there is champions. You man are not deep in what you're saying, fam. Trying to spoil the film for no reason.
But you know what the
No, answer what? No.
I can't say nothing.
Okay,
on that
then.
matter. I can't say nothing on that matter. But you know what? You're right. Yeah, fuck it. It's a faction.
However,
It's a
I will
faction.
say, just for the sake of the tape, obviously the second iteration of the Shield, I think Rollins was Universal Champion, and Roman Reigns was US Champion or something like that. But that's the nostalgia run. I don't think. I
Who was
don't.
tag team champions? Was it fucking Ambrose and Rollins?
The second
At
time.
the second time.
It was
I
Reigns
big
and
man.
Seth.
I big man. Put them as an A. Put them as an A. It's an A. It's an A.
Yeah, the second one was a bit nostalgia vibes.
They've been feeling
Nostalgia
his
vibes.
singlet. Bro, the numbers, his
You know
singlet.
what?
So,
I'm
Paul-
capping because I'm looking at main event Mafia and Evolution. You know what? Yeah, it's a B thing.
Paul's got the final say. So Paul, what are you saying?
I'm not gonna lie. Four
It's a
Horsemen and
bit-
A. I don't know.
it's a
No,
bit-
I'm against that one still.
You know what? It's
Yeah,
tricky.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
'cause I'm looking at the film and the film is informing me.
me.
The film is informing me. You know what? I'm gonna stick it as a B. You know, I'm gonna stick it as a B.
Shield, yeah?
I'm gonna stick it as a B. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do Anafi's next one.
Nexus.
No.
It's mad.
It's
because
an
they
E.
had so much potential.
E.
to be honest.
Put that shit in the slip, bruv. E, bruv. E.
Let Anafi say.
So, you know me, I'm a guy for invasions. Invasions my thing. The intro to the game, amazing. So I feel like, for me personally, I would put him as a E, I put him as a D.
Yeah, go on.
D, simple, D.
Impossible.
Because after that,
Would you listen to an album that when the intro comes, banging bars, you're hearing the whole story of where the album's gonna go, and next thing
And
you
they
know,
did nothing.
you're hearing degga music for 10 songs. I beg.
I was gonna say an album.
One album.
I put them as a D. It's the CM Punk with that new Nexus stuff as well, fam. And that holy stuff.
That was whack, bruv.
No,
I
but
put it as
bro,
a D.
that
But
was
the thing is,
for nostalgia.
I rate it just for the sheer fact that it now spurred into CM Punk's platform. Other than that,
No, but it did nothing for the faction. That did, and it did. For CM Punk, it did stay. Where is anybody in that faction, bruv?
They're scattered.
that's what I'm gonna say. Look,
The faction was
Imagine.
was
Gallows.
whack.
He wasn't part of Nexus.
no, he wasn't. No, Luke.
Damn, what's going on?
Wait, who you say? Luke Gallows?
What's going on?
That was in New Japan, bro. Who would you? He was in
In
Japan.
this
I don't
modern
know.
day
I'm
of wrestling,
sorry.
in this modern day of wrestling, we'll never get a Nexus reunion. Never.
Of course not.
Because there's
You don't
nothing
need
to
it. I
reunite,
don't think anyone
bro.
was asking for it.
No. I'm tired of Nexus. I'm tired of I'm tired of this Nexus talk. What did Nexus do other than beat up John Cena for one night?
He said B.
Bro, D's not. Bro, come on, man.
You're taking the piss.
No,
You're taking the piss. You're taking the piss.
Are you
You're
taking the
spoiling the
piss?
film. You're spoiling the film.
Hey, go on. Wait.
They just beat a bottom underneath Wyatt. Doesn't make sense.
So you want me to take the piss? I'll spoil this film. I put him S.
You're telling me that Nexus are just underneath
Pressure,
us.
pressure.
We got to think without.
It's a mockage. That come from a fucking, what is it, TV show, game show or something like that. It's an E. It's an E.
No.
It's an E. Immediately. It's an E. Immediately. If I keep it, it's an E. Nexus shouldn't even be on the board.
Let me ask another question.
Qualified and unrated.
Let me ask
Can
another
I
question.
just say, when I was pulling the shortlist of these names, Nexus were appearing on quite a few lists. That's why they've made this shortlist here today.
Their logo's sick, but I'll give them that.
You see Netflix. She's doing a movie. Netflix saw a trailer, but not even a full film from their trailer. But anyways, listen. Wait. Let's stay. Can we focus on Nexus matches?
I don't know any.
Okay. Can we?
No, wait. John Cena versus Nexus?
What happened?
John Cena versus Wade Barrett. That's it. Wade Barrett.
Smoking on the Nexus. John Cena smoked to that pack, bro. He put them in the pack, bro. What
He's their
Nexus?
biggest superstar.
I can't lie to you, the Horseman thing is still
John
bugging
Cena.
me.
He's their biggest
Sorry.
superstar.
100%.
I'm gonna join the minute.
You think HBS? 100%.
I got one more.
Guys, last one.
I got one more.
Right, last one.
Is this ministry?
The corporation. I can't lie. If I'm being honest with you, in the early 2000s, 1999, they're one of my favorite factions. I like the way Triple H used to. Triple H was smoky. For me personally, I wouldn't put them as a B. I would put them as a B. I put them as a C.
Wait, you see the corporation? Didn't they have multiple factions?
So they had that yeah.
Well, if you talk about the corporate ministry, I would have put them a bit.
I did.
Corporation, it's a C. It's a C team. It's a C team.
I don't
It's a C
say
team. It's a C
something.
team.
Didn't corporate ministry? Didn't corporate ministry destroy everything? Was that the final ministry?
Yeah.
So why we congratulating that? They ruined it. I said they ruined it. Oh, that's when Stephen came and said, "Oh, it's me, Austin."
That's a moment.
Don't piss me off.
That's a moment.
Corporate ministry. Listen, I've had it now.
That was big.
Don't sleep
That
on
was
these.
big.
Don't sleep
was
on
big.
it.
But
let's go to the corporation.
But the corporation.
I agree with what you're saying.
Corporate itself, yeah, it was very. They made wrestling very exciting, innit? Because you never know what Vince was gonna do, what he had up his sleeve. Because I remember one match I remember was when it was Corporation versus Steve Austin ladder match, and after when Stone Cold tried to grab the kids coming up, drummer. So they're moment people for me. But for
Where
me,
would you put this? This is yours.
bro? That list is mad still, but seeing it. See.
We keep using the list. We keep using the list
But
to
bro,
define it.
let me tell you something.
We have to.
But seriously, I'm looking at the list like, bro, it's a Champions League right now, fam.
The thing is, we can't allow nostalgia to like make its place. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We're
but
still
Triple H
comparing
with that
it.
reverse leather.
Because I can't put them in B. I can't put them in B because
With the leather jacket.
There's a leather jacket in there.
No, corporate ministry. I'm talking about that, but there's some names in that list I can't lie.
the film is
Alright,
sports.
let's do it. So,
C.
corporation, C.
Yeah.
Right, guys, so that is the final list. Thank you to Rest Things, TP, and Earl for coming through, helping us put together this list. All of their information is down below in the description, so follow them on their social media platforms. Let us know down below in the comments as well what you thought of this list and what is the next tier ranking you want us to do. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.